All right. Well, welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Tracy Snyder. I'm the Executive Director for the Caroline County Chamber of Commerce and your host for Chamber Chat. I'm very excited today to introduce you to Tara Hill Coursey, the new Executive Director for the Caroline Office of Tourism. We are live here at Gift to Guy Media Studios. Gift to Guy Media offers podcasts, videos, or photos for any events, including weddings, commercials, parties. They're an affiliate of the Jones Aggregate. Gift to Guy Media, where your memories matter. You can visit them on their website at www.giftdoguymedia.com or give them a call at 302-505-0569. So Tara, I'm so excited to have you here as my guest. We're going to have you kind of share a little bit about yourself with our audience. Tell us a little bit about where you've been and what you're doing, and we'll go from there.
Okay, great. So I'm Tara Hill Coursey. I am the newly hired Executive Director for the Caroline Office of Tourism. I am a native from the area, grew up in Talbot County, have some roots in Caroline County as well. Went away, left the area, went away to school near Philadelphia, so that was a really good experience for me. I thought at one point I wanted to be a sports agent, and that was just not in the cards for me. I didn't want to go to law school. So I came back home and worked in the public schools for a few years, did the after school program at the high school. And then for the past 7 years, 6.5 years, I worked at the public library here in Caroline County. I started as a branch manager, exactly like right here in Greensboro. And then I started doing community engagement for the entire system. So then I kind of went to Denton and I was doing things and joined a bunch of committees across the state in library world, and was able to really get out in front of the community and host events. And I mean, everything from performing to panel discussions and movie screenings and a whole bunch of different things. So I've had a lot of fun with that. And certainly the segue into tourism is just a larger platform for me to do much of the same. So.
Yeah, it sounds exactly right. And I did meet you as the new executive director for the chamber when you were with the library. The nice thing about Tara is she's also one of our board of directors at the Chamber of Commerce. So very diverse and very glad to have that, just all those different backgrounds brought in for tourism. I'm sure it's going to help. So I'd like you to share a little bit about what the job looks like as the tourism director. And we'll talk a little bit about the future, but tell us a little about what you're doing on a day-to-day basis.
Certainly. So my job as the executive director, I am one of the state DMOs, that's a direct marketing official. So it really is a lot of strategic marketing and doing it on the local and the state levels. We're just enhancing and promoting travel and tourism across our region and certainly across the state. So what we want to do is not to create things from the ground up, but enhance the things that are already happening to bring people to our area and to make Caroline County a tourist destination. So that could be in the way of recreation, coming to support our small businesses. We're the Green Garden County, so we certainly want to promote our agro-tourism. We have a ton of farms in the area that are not just doing the agriculture, but they're open for the public to come and check it out. Some of them open it up for campers and RVs to stay overnight on their grounds, and they sell products that they make. There's homegrown products as well. So we want to highlight not only the events but the destinations. We are in a great position in Caroline County because we have 2 state parks here, and as far as our tri-county area goes, so if you look at Queen Anne's, Kent, Talbot, those are our surrounding areas. We are the county that hosts 2 state parks. I mean, you can hike, you can bike. I think at Tuckahoe, you can even do like a zip line course or a rope course. And certainly there's paddling, canoeing, and fishing. A lot of great outdoor space. And then I think that going forward, we want to not only highlight those things, but we want to really ramp up our towns. Denton and Ridgely, I believe, are both Main Street destinations for the state. So we want to, be hand in hand with our business owners, because I think it's going to be crucial, especially after the past 13 months when things were really moving pretty slow or stagnant. That's, basically my role, and doing a lot of paperwork for grants too.
Yeah, grants are always the fun part, but You're absolutely correct with the two state parks. Not only do we have two, but they're magnificent parks. I've often said that if I didn't live like just a few minutes away, I would camp at Martinac all the time. And, paddling, you're so right. There's kayaking, and there's, of course, the Harriet Tubman part through our county that we have other businesses that are working to bring to the forefront, along with our historical societies. So I know that you have been working diligently to partner with many different organizations throughout the county and the towns, right? And I'm very excited to see that development, and I know the Chamber's excited to be a part of it. So one of the things I love to ask this question: what is one of the biggest surprises that you've come across taking this role on so far?
So lots of surprises. Certainly the newness of the job in itself. I didn't realize how detailed and how important the work is behind the scenes of tourism, to have us front facing not only to the public but also to our elected officials. We want to make sure that we're standing out and we're showing that we're a viable entity to invest in and to grow. Another great surprise is that people really have an interest in what tourism does and promoting, like you mentioned, our history and our heritage. I love the fact that, our residents are, historical societies, and I'm happy that our residents are so interested in our history and promoting that and wanting to see that thrive. So that's a huge surprise. I didn't, prior to being in tourism and or on the board for the past 3 years, I didn't realize how many people really paid attention to what we do.
And tourism, for me, Caroline County is a really beautiful secret, right? And we want to make it not a secret. Your goal is to make sure that when all those people are heading to the beach, that they pull over and visit us in Caroline County. Because there's so many things to offer. So I think it's exciting, and those surprises are certainly new. And I know that you're paving the way, right? We've had a conversation about how you're just starting from the ground up, right? So that is exciting. Because you get to put...
So I'm able to, building from the ground up, I'm able to put my own systems in place. That's even down to how we keep records and or, file paperwork. So it's exciting to be able to do that and to, lay a foundation for the future, and certainly not, get bogged down with things and how they were done in the past. There's a newness, and I think that, a fresh perspective is always good in your different settings.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I think it's so exciting because you are laying that groundwork, and it's going to change the future for Caroline County for the better, and that's exciting to me. I've only lived here about 16 years. We handpicked this county for the school system and for where we wanted to live, and we want to remain in this county. So as a resident, not just the chamber director, but as a resident, I'm very excited about the things that we offer and the focus on the tourism. So the best resources, what are the best resources that you have helped you so far along the way? Who have you reached out to, or what has helped you?
So during this transition period, tourism contracted with Kat Stork of Short Strategies, and she's been an excellent resource and mentor having me in this position. She has a wealth of knowledge over the past year, kind of keeping tourism together. And certainly my board, I do rely on them a lot because they're community members, they're representative from all of our different towns in the county, they're business owners, they're farm owners, they're citizens. And so I heavily rely on, their expertise and their opinion. And certainly their knowledge. I would also say that the state has been a great resource, and certainly the other DMOs and other counties. Everyone's calling like, hey, if you need this. They're super receptive. I got a email from Ashley Chenault. Now, she used to be in Queen Anne's County. Now she's the executive director in Charles County. And she put together this great welcome packet. People are super receptive to, guiding me into this new role. I rely heavily on them. I am also a member of a bunch of committees that I came to find out in the past 2.5 months. But certainly just all of the people that are in the tourism and travel industry have been great resources for me thus far.
Well, I will laugh with you on that. When I became the director, I also realized I was on many committees or
just
boards.
automatically.
They just say, hey, you're on our board. You're like, wow, I had no idea. But it's good to build those relationships. And I do see that. I see that you're doing that. You're sharing events, large and small, trying to attend what you can.
Yes.
And I think those relationships are vital as we work together, right?
Yes.
Caroline Strong, 100%.
Absolutely.
I say it all the time. This is a community of fabulous people.
Yes.
Doing great things.
Passionate people.
Passionate people doing great things to support each other.
Yes.
In good and bad times. And what an honor it is, right? For both of us to represent such a wonderful group of people.
Yes.
So can you give us an idea of what you're working on right now with the tourism office?
Sure. So a part of being with the different committees we are currently working on, and it seems to be always like Kent, Talbot, Caroline that are like a conglomerate. So the heritage area, we're working on promoting that. So I'm on the marketing committee for that. So we're doing running like a Washington Post ad. We're working on a crab, corn, and oyster trail through the different counties. I know it's popular. People actually come here for that reason or on the shore. So that'll be cool. We'll have like a cookbook that we're putting together and recipe cards, just highlighting what we've done already in Caroline County really well in the school system. I think you spoke of how great it is. It's the farm to table thing, but it's worked very well. So we want to promote that, the farmers and their crops, and then develop recipes from that we can share. So it's like a taste of the Eastern Shore heritage type thing. So that's one thing. I'm on the African American Heritage committee as well. So right now we're trying to craft a list of different stops along the byway, whether they're accessible or not, and get a good inventory of what we have. So that, it's three-pronged. So you have people that are walking the trail, biking the trail, driving, or even paddling the trail. So we're trying to come up with a composite list of all the stops that we have and how to access them. So that's really fun to do as well. Just for our county specifically, I'm thinking about installing kiosks. Everything is pretty much virtual, where we can click on something and we tell you the history of whatever area you're going to. Just trying to make accessibility a thing. That's everything down to signage, or if you have a bench in an area, people can, stop and eat. So just looking at, those things and trying to enhance what we already have.
And those are some fabulous ideas. I'm always for technology. So having the kiosks, when we talked about it in the board meeting, I was extremely excited about that. And the idea of pulling together these byways and these trails, I am super excited about that. Like I said, I've been here a while. I've never been able to do those things. And I think that while we're looking for tourism, to bring others from the outside in, we still have a lot of those that live here that would be very much interested in connecting those dots and participating in such things. So it's very exciting. And, Rome wasn't built in a day, so it does take time.
Right.
And I know you diligently are working every day, and I know you have a good relationship with the Office of Economic Development as well here in Caroline County. Not only do you have that relationship, but the director, Debbie Bowden, is the
board president.
She's going to be our guest next month. So I'm very excited about finding out, just what the county looks like they're going to do in the next coming months through this summer. So is there anything that you'd love the audience to know that we haven't touched on as of yet? I want to give you a little bit of free time there.
So I do want people to know that the Office of Tourism really looks to our residents to support anything that's going on or happening around the county. So if you have any events or, different things going on, historical things, we'd love to help you enhance and promote. Like I said, that's primarily what our function is. So if you could send information over to us, we have regular board meetings every month. They're open to the public as well. And just know that in all of this newness, we certainly have hit the ground running thus far. And we are looking forward to, turning the page and where tourism can go. But we certainly need your support in doing that. And I'm super open and receptive.
So, and I think that's great. Do you feel, I know we've had this conversation a little bit about maybe a county calendar where everybody could submit. Now, I'm not saying the Office of Tourism would handle that, but is that something we're moving towards? I know the Chamber would like to be able to share that calendar and, and get all of the information in one place so that we're never double booking.
Right? Oh yeah. So we've had lots of talks around this, and a lot of people feel the same, even down to the school system, Council of Arts, even the library. We want a place where we can have a central location for all of the happenings in the county, but that is a job in itself. So not relying all the way on the Office of Tourism or the Chamber for that matter, but if we could have a group of people, like a collaborative effort of where we centralize our events, and there's one place that people can go. That's an idea that's on the table. We've flirted around with, but hopefully that'll come to fruition sooner than later. For example, May Day was like a crazy hectic day. I think there were like 5 or 6 events taking place, and I made 4 of them. But things like that. I mean, we're so small. We're like 33,000 strong in the county as a whole, and I think that if the lines of communication were a little more clear, we wouldn't be double booking events. I think it's fantastic that a lot of things are happening, but I think that if we could centrally locate those things, that would be good too.
Right. And, I know for me, I try to do I actually do a yearly calendar, but obviously the last year and a half or so, it's been a little bit not sure of what we will and will not be able to do. So I think that's kind of why May Day happened the way it did. The Chamber itself doing the amateur dog show, which was a ton of fun.
It was great.
But I do think that perhaps those of us directors, from the Arts Council to tourism to the Chamber, maybe we eat library, we could come together and decide, how can we put the school system, how can we put this calendar together, right?
Yeah.
And who would take on such a role?
Who wants that job?
That's right. So let us know. We Tara and I want to know who wants this job.
We're willing to help.
That's right. We'll help. And I do love that I can send you the information, and I've seen it. I've seen it posted for us, and so we do appreciate it. We don't do as many events, but I will throw a plug in there for the town of Greensboro, since we are here in Greensboro. Going to be doing Riverfest concert series with food trucks, with cornhole. It's going to be June 18th, a Friday night, and then we're also going to do one in July and August. The July one is going to benefit the the Caroline Nonprofit Network.
Fantastic.
So look for information on that. We're looking to do a duck drop, so that could be fun.
Nice.
And bring some other businesses in and really promote some of our newer businesses like Master Wing and hopefully Tenchi and some other businesses. So I'm going to ask you this question. What does living and working in Caroline County mean to you, Tara?
So it's truly a joy. Like I said, I grew up in and around the county, and I have family that was rooted here in Caroline County, so I was always here. I went away, as I said, and the county kind of pulled me back in. I think it's a great place to live and work, and certainly to raise kids. Our school system is fantastic. It's open spaces. It's not congested. Everyone knows your name. And it's just it's a tight-knit community, but once you're ingrained in the community looks out for you. So it's, quite a joy to live here, and now to work in such a capacity here is, a reward.
And we're so glad to have you in this role. I know you're doing great things. When I met you, I knew you were up and coming. So I'm really glad to be able to build that relationship, make that a little bit stronger. We're just excited to see what tourism is going to do, the Office of Tourism, and just everyone coming together. If we can be of any help, you let us know.
Absolutely.
And again, we are just so grateful for the time today. And we want to thank Gift to Guy Media again for allowing us to do our podcast here. If you're interested in a podcast, Gift to Guy has everything that you need. And their number's 302-505-0569, or you can visit them by going to www.giftdguymediabookings.com. And that ends our podcast for today, Chamber Chat. Tara, thanks again so much.
Thank you for
We look
having me.
forward to seeing all the great things that you're going to do in the future here in Caroline County.
Thank you, Tracy. It was my pleasure.